Dubious ones, welcome back. Today we are going to be taking a look at the new trailer that dropped for WWE2k24, and I'm going to show you all the details that you missed in this trailer. So let's get going here. First, we get to see the entrance of the ambulance from the ambulance match. We see Roman throwing LA Knight off the top rope here, and as we're going to see, as he opens up the ambulance, he power bombs him into the ambulance. So one thing I want to point out about that is that this looks like we will be able to use the free roam camera that we can use in the AI versus AI matches, those spectator cameras. It looks like we're going to be able to see from the inside of the ambulance. Speculation at this point, but I'm fairly confident we will be able to get this camera angle from the spectator mode in the AI versus AI matches, which is very cool. I'm assuming we'll also get the same thing. We'll be able to put the camera inside the casket in the casket matches, but we'll stay tuned to the rest of the video for that. Here, we're getting to see the Ultimate Warrior in a separate model. We get to see him in his match from Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior, I believe, at WrestleMania 7. At WrestleMania 6. And here, as opposed to, we've already seen the Ultimate Warrior attire that we got from the Rick Rude showcase from WrestleMania 5. So here we see the Ultimate Warrior coming down in that separate attire. And here we get the Hulk Hogan attire. As you see here, you're getting John Cena. Beautiful Cody Rhodes attire here. So you can see the wings there. And here we get our first look at the Rhea Ripley from the showcase mode. I believe this attire right here is the one that is going to be in-game, not the WrestleMania 40 Years of WrestleMania Edition exclusive, as I believe this is from her showcase match against Charlotte from WrestleMania 39, this attire right here. So you can get to see Rhea 40 Years of WrestleMania. Here, as we're going to see the Shawn Michaels attire right here, this right here confirms for us that with the first look at Shawn Michaels' attire, I was unsure at first if he wore it because he didn't wear this attire versus Austin or Undertaker at WrestleMania in either match against Undertaker, but this actually looks like his WrestleMania 21 attire where he wrestles Kurt Angle. The only thing that threw me off here was the white ropes as opposed to the black ropes that they had in the match, but I'm assuming this just is a Raw arena, not a WrestleMania arena, and that is the reason for that. The reason I bring up the ropes is we're going to see here from Triple H's model coming up right here. Here, this model right here, and you can see it's a WrestleMania arena. What WrestleMania had the blue ropes and had this attire? Well, that's Triple H from WrestleMania 25. So it makes sense because at WrestleMania 25, the ropes were blue, and that was the year where Triple H retained the WWE Championship against Randy Orton. So this, to me, confirms that we're getting Triple H versus Randy Orton in the showcase as one of our showcase matches. And we're going to see here, as you can see, a closer look at Shawn Michaels' attire here made it a little clearer for me that this is the model and this is the attire he wore in his match at WrestleMania 21 against Kurt Angle. So again, I feel like this is confirming that we are getting that match and getting Kurt Angle in this game, and we're getting the showcase match between Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle from WrestleMania 21. So very, very cool. Very good models indeed. Here we see, again, confirmation that we are not only getting the Ultimate Warrior versus Rick Rude from WrestleMania 5, but we are also getting the match between Hogan and Ultimate Warrior in the showcase from WrestleMania 6. Here, we get a better look. So here you're seeing the two different models of Rhea Ripley. So this is the model we're getting from the showcase mode. So this was the attire right here. This is from the match at WrestleMania 39. So this also confirms, we already had it confirmed, I believe, but we're getting Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley from WrestleMania 39. This is the attire that they both wore in that match. And then here, we get the separate model of Rhea Ripley that we've seen in some of the trailers. Now, I'm not sure if this is her regular in-game model or if this is the model exclusive to the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition separate attire that we're getting with that, and the separate model we get from that. But as you can see, hitting the finish, hitting the Riptide on Becky Lynch through an announcer's table. Here we get a little bit of, we can see in the backstage area how escaping the ambulance as you can get thrown in the ambulance, you can fall out. We get a little bit of the backstage fun here. As we say, LA Knight not only escaped, but you see him also with the throwing of the weapons. You can throw the stop sign. You can throw all weapons in WWE 2K24. And it also looks like from these camera angles that we're going to be able to use the free camera mode when we're backstage. So that if you're having an AI versus AI match, you can change the camera angles, get maybe angles from inside the ambulance or different parts of the backstage area, which is very cool. Here they're showing off, as you can see briefly here, they're just showing off the multi-man, the fact that we're getting more than 2 people in the backstage brawls now. And you can see just some of the fun. Obviously, LA Knight throwing Solo Sikoa off the stage here. And here's some of the unique weapon interactions we have now. Here's one of them with a trash can. I believe this would be like a weapon grapple, where you put the trash can down and slam their face off of it. Here's some more backstage interactions. We can see all 4 players. And we see LA Knight throwing one of the Usos on top of the car here. Here is something exciting. Our first look into the casket matches. It's, as we can see from this angle right here, if this is actual in-match angle here, it looks like with the free roam camera, we will be able to go inside the casket just like we saw it in the ambulance match. You can go inside the ambulance. This isn't confirmed, but I'm assuming that's why they're showing us these angles, as we will get that free roam camera in the AI versus AI matches. So you can get a close-up, seeing Sean get pushed into the casket. And you can also get a view from inside the casket as they're closing it on you. I think that's super cool. That might just be the default camera when someone's about to win the match. It shows them shut it like that. That might just be all it is. But as you can see here, we get a look at the Undertaker's model. I can't tell from this image right here what year's WrestleMania attire that might be, if from a WrestleMania at all. If for you can confirm, just because I can't fully see the logo on the side. He's worn similar attires in different years of WrestleMania, so I'm not sure which showcase match this might be from. But if you can tell, let me know in the comments down below here. This looks like the victory scene we're getting from the casket match. Here we see Solo Sikoa hitting a Uranagi to Kevin Owens. And we get a first look at, again, special guest referee. One thing I wanted to point out here, as stated in the past, that with the special guest referee, all guest referees will be wearing a referee shirt by default. And of course, as in every special guest referee match, as you're going to see here, you can stop the count. And I'm guessing this is an AI versus AI match again, based on the camera angle we're getting. You can have these camera angles set up in your universe if you're doing AI versus AI matches. Very, very cool stuff. And I'm hoping you can tweak the AI in the special guest ref matches so they can lean more towards one side or the other if they're going to screw anybody. And if they're going to do what Randy Orton does right here, stops the pin, goes for an RKO. The most fun about the special guest referee matches, as always, being that you're in control. You can choose to look for the pin. You can choose to disqualify people. All that fun stuff. Here we get another beautiful look at Cody Rhodes' entrance. And as you can see just a little bit down here, we are getting a little bit of clipping through that top rope from his attire. Obviously, game's not going to be perfect. Just a little something I thought I'd point out because I noticed that. And here it's stated that we are going to unleash 200 plus superstars and legends, which to me is absolutely amazing. Over 200 wrestlers. Obviously, that number's inflated a little bit when several characters receive separate models as opposed to just attires and count towards that number. But it really wouldn't be WWE without some inflated numbers, am I right? Regardless, I still think this is a massive roster. I think it's possibly the largest roster we've ever seen in a wrestling game or in a WWE game. Not in a wrestling game, but in a WWE wrestling game. I do think this is the largest number we've ever seen. Please correct me in the comments down below if 2K23 somehow had more, if there was another year, another game that had more superstars. But 200 plus with the superstars and legends, pretty amazing, even with those, if you're getting 6 different attires or models for The Undertaker, counting as 6 characters. Even with something like that, it's still a very, very impressive roster for sure. So here we're getting a look at some of the improved models. I'll just rewind a little bit. We get you see the updated Becky Lynch model. A lot of people preferring that from last year. Roman Reigns getting a little bit of an update. Think he looks really good. Austin looking great as always. Seth Rollins, beautiful model. But this right here, Trish Stratus, really just blew me away. They finally did Trish justice, I think. Like, this is the best model, the best she's ever looked in a WWE game. By far, the technology's come so far since her first appearance in a WWE game. Of course, I believe that was No Mercy or WrestleMania 2000, over 20 years ago. But absolutely looks incredible here. And as one of the most exciting parts that I wanted to save for you here is the fact that we are getting and Bianca Belair looking great as well. But we're getting the ability now. I don't know if you're going to require a finisher to do this, if this is going to be similar to an OMG moment, or if you're going to have to use this as a, not a signature, but as a comeback. Or if it's just better collision detection now. But we're finally able, again, to do top rope dives and stuff like that and knock down multiple people. As you can see, Rey Mysterio knocking down 3 members of the Judgment Day. Very, very cool to see that in action. Boom, knocking them over like bowling pins. I love that they added that. Here we see a Crossroads to finish up the video. And one big thing that we really need to notice, if you watched my last video on WWE 2k24, I pointed out that Brock Lesnar is quite possibly being removed from this game. We don't have confirmation yet, but he was removed from Supercard. His merchandise went on a flash sale on WWE Shop. He was supposed to be in the Royal Rumble. He got replaced by Braun Breaker last moment because of the Vince allegations, because his name's getting dragged through the mud with that and things that he allegedly maybe had done. So as we can see, one of the commenters in my video saying Brock Lesnar is likely getting removed from WWE 2k24, he pointed out that Brock Lesnar's plastered all over the promotional material for the 40 years of WrestleMania edition. Well, now they've changed that, and as you can see right here where John Cena's face is, that's where Brock Lesnar was. This is where Brock Lesnar was, and now they've replaced him with John Cena. So this is telling me right here, it's not a confirmation that Brock's been removed, but they're at least taking him off the promotional box art. So I think that's a really huge deal here. You guys need to be noticing that, because if we don't get him removed from 2K24, this likely will be the last WWE game that you see him in, at least for a while. Another little bonus we get here at the end, we can see right here, we get Muhammad Ali. Not a huge surprise, as he was a big part of WrestleMania 1, but we get a little bit of a look at his model. It looks pretty decent. Looking at him here, and of course, finally, with the pre-order edition, you receive Superstar Billy Graham, Dusty Rhodes, Cody Rhodes' Stardust, as well as his deranged gimmick after he was dashing Cody Rhodes with the face mask here. So pretty exciting stuff. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'm pretty excited, as this, for me, confirms a lot of the showcase matches that we weren't sure about just from the models in-game. Obviously, we know we're getting Hulk and Ultimate Warrior because we saw the shots from that match in this video. But we know, and I think it was already confirmed, that we were getting Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. But this, to me, this attire right here, it was hard to tell 100% because it wasn't in the WrestleMania arena that match would take place in. But when we see here, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, this attire is the same attire he wore against Kurt Angle at WrestleMania, I believe it was 21. So that, to me, confirms that we are getting Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, which is confirming Kurt Angle into the game if we're getting that showcase. Right here, seeing Triple H. This confirms we are getting Triple H, as it's even in the right color arena, the right color ropes. From WrestleMania 25, we are getting Triple H versus Randy Orton for the WWE title, in which Triple H retained. Another one, like I said, WrestleMania 6 between those two, WrestleMania 29 between those two, and Becky Lynch's got a great new attire versus her last year's WrestleMania look. And who else was confirmed? Did we get any other confirmations? Right, The Undertaker, I wasn't 100% sure, so I'm not sure which WrestleMania this might be from, to see which match it could be. Again, it could even be the Brock Lesnar match. Who knows? We don't know, right? But I don't know 100% which one that was. But some pretty exciting stuff here. First look at special guest referee. First look at the casket. Really awesome stuff. And again, one of the coolest features, I think. I hope you can do that with top rope dives as well, not just dives to the outside, and be able to knock over multiple people with the collision detection. But we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. And please let me know your comments and what you're looking forward to most in the comments down below. Again, big deal. Brock Lesnar being removed from that promotional attire for sure. So that's going to do it for this one, Dubious Ones. But I appreciate y'all for watching. Please give me a sub. Give me a like if you enjoyed the video. And I'll catch you guys next time. Deuces.